am Rajni. Today we will do some basic concepts in dynamics. For that, we will first use basic notations that are used in dynamics. First one is U. U is used to denote initial velocity. V is used to denote final velocity. F is the acceleration. T is the time taken. S is the distance covered. Now we will know about the velocity and speed. There is a little bit difference between speed and velocity. Speed is a scalar quantity. In speed, we just consider the distance covered and the time taken, but we don't bother about the direction in which the distance is covered. In velocity, we will consider direction as well as displacement in a unit time taken. So speed is a scalar quantity and velocity is a vector quantity, and these all notations are used in the sums solving of regarding the problems of dynamics. So first we will write the equations. Equations are V is equal to U plus Ft. Then second equation is S is equal to Ut plus half Ft square. Then V square is equal to U square plus 2 Fs. These are the conditions which are used to solve the problems in dynamics, and today we will solve these. In dynamics, there are three important results, that are V is equal to U plus Ft. Second is S is equal to Ut plus half Ft square. Third one is V square upon U square plus 2 Fs. Now the notations that are used in this formula are, here we have used V. V means final velocity. U here is the initial velocity of the particle. F represents acceleration. T represents the time taken by the particle to reach the destination. So we have these notations. Now we will prove these three formulas. So first one is V is equal to U plus Ft. First we will use this. For this, we all know that F is equal to dV upon dt, which states that rate of change in velocity, that implies change in velocity in the unit time taken. So we will use F is equal to dV upon dt, and then we will take dV upon dt on left side is equal to F. Integrating both sides, we get this is equal to this. Now we know integration, whenever integration is taken on a derivative integration are cancelled, and we are get the function V is equal to F T plus some constant. Constant is added because we have considered here indefinite integral. So constant is added to balance the equation. That implies we have got V is equal to Ft plus C. So now we have V is equal to Ft plus C, and we know that at t equals to 0, V is equal to U. So we will put the value of V at t equal to 0 plus C. So we will get C is equal to U. Why we have taken v is equal to u? Because at the initial time velocity is u, therefore we will get c is equal to u. Now we will put it in this equation. After putting in this equation, we get v is equal to ft plus u, which is our first equation. So we get our first equation, v is equal to u plus ft. Now we will prove our second result. For that, before that, we will use the importance of this equation. Suppose we are given initial velocity, we are given final velocity, and then also we are also given time. We will prove our second result, that is s is equal to ut plus half ft square. For this we will use our previous equation, which is v is equal to u plus ft, and we know that velocity is the rate of change of distance with respect to the time. So it will be taken as dx upon dt is equal to u plus ft. So we get dx is equal to u plus ft into dt. Now again we have derivative in the equations. For that we will take integration on both sides with respect to time. So we get x is equal to ut plus half ft square. Again we have added a constant to balance the equation. Now we know that at t is equal to 0, x is also 0. So now 0 is equal to 0 plus 0 plus c2. So we get c2 is equal to 0. Now we have the equation x is equal to ut plus half ft square, which is the equation that will give us the distance covered with initial velocity, time taken and acceleration, and whenever we have three of the values we will get the fourth one. So this is our second equation is also proved. We have taken here v is equal to dx upon dt. In the formula you can take s or x to denote the distance. Now we will prove this. Now we will prove our third result, that is v square is equal to u square plus 2fs, and we have seen here there is no t involved in the equation, so we will use the value of f without a t. So we will take the value of f as v dv upon ds, which can be considered because we know that f is equal to dv upon dt. So we have considered it like this, and then put the values of v dv upon ds, we will get the value of f. Now we have f is equal to v dv upon ds, which can be written after cross multiplying like this. Now again, because we know that f is equal to dv upon dt, so we have considered it like this, and then put the values of v dv upon ds, we will get the value of f. Now we have f is equal to v dv upon ds, which can be written after cross multiplying like this. Now again we have derivative in the equations. For that we will take integration with respect to, now integration will be taken with respect to s. So let us write the sign of integration. V dv is equal to integration f ds. That implies v square upon u. After applying the reciprocals of integration, we have here another constant to balance the equation, because we have again used indefinite integral. Now we have the equation v square upon 2 is equal to fs plus c3. Now at v is equal to u, s is 0 because initial velocity, or it is better to write at s is equal to 0, v is u, so we will get u square upon 2 is equal to 0 plus c3. That implies c3 is equal to u square upon 2, which is needed in this equation. So we will put the value of c3 in this equation. So let us erase this one. So we get v square upon 2 is equal to fs plus u square upon 2. Now we have our third result, which is v square is equal to u square plus 2fs. So we have proved till now all our three results. Let us again write these three results. First one is v is equal to u plus ft. Second is s is equal to ut plus half ft square. And the third result is v square is equal to u square plus 2fs. Now we will do a problem. For example, we are given a problem in which a train increases its velocity from 0 km/h to 10 km/h. So that implies we have u is 0 and v is equal to 10 because initial velocity is 0 and final velocity is 10. Also it states it takes 10 seconds to reach the station. That implies here t is given to us 10, and in the last they say find the, so let's shift our, go to this, to find distance of the station from the train. Right? Now we can use any of these three formulas. If I want to use this formula, for that we have to find out s, so we need f in this formula. So for that we will apply first formula, which is v is equal to u plus ft. V is 10, u is 0 plus f is as it is, t is also 10, and after solving these we get f is equal to 1 meter per second square, sorry 1 kilometer per second square, because we have used velocity in kilometer per hour. Now we have u is 0, v is 10, f is 1, t is 10. So putting these values in this equation, 10 square is equal to 0 square plus 2 into this into s. So my s will be 50 kilometer. So with help of these three formula, we have found out the distance between the train and the station. Station is 50 km away from the train. So with these formulas we can also find out the problems regarding the velocities in or we have to find out what time is to be taken or at what speed should we drive our car to reach the destination. So this is all about dynamics. Thank you.